Building muscle is influenced by what you eat at least just as much as the workouts you're doing. In fact, if your diet isn't on point, you're not going to build much muscle regardless of how many curls, presses, and squats you do at the gym. Unfortunately, most people tend to focus on their sets, reps, and trips to the gym more than they focus on what they're doing afterwards in the kitchen. So today I want to give you guys 15 of the best foods you can eat to help build muscle as fast as possible. Before we jump into options like chicken, fish, and eggs that we all probably already know about, let's talk about some lesser known protein sources that you may not be aware of. For example, Egg Life egg white wraps can help you increase your protein intake while enjoying some really tasty options like soft tacos, low-carb chicken enchiladas, and of course, any kind of wrap idea you can think of, whether that's deli cuts and cheese or a tuna wrap. Egg wraps are a relatively new addition to grocery stores, so a lot of you may not be aware that these wraps are entirely made up of protein, and they come in many different flavors, including original, everything, and Southwest style, which works so well for soft tacos, by the way. Each egg wrap has 5 grams of protein, 0 grams of fat, and 0 grams of carbs. Another high protein option that you might not be aware of is mung bean fettuccine. I've made a light fettuccine alfredo with this many times and it always tastes amazing. However, unlike regular fettuccine, which has over 42 grams of carbs and only 4 to 7 grams of protein, mung bean fettuccine has a whopping 24 grams of protein and only 20 grams of carbs, most of which happens to be fiber. The best part is, like I said, it truly tastes delicious. The same company also makes black bean spaghetti, which has a very similar macronutrient profile. Next is beef jerky and turkey jerky. Both of these are high protein snacks that taste really good and can be eaten whenever you're short on time or out and about. One of the leanest options that's almost entirely made up of protein is Jack Link's Zero Sugar Beef Jerky. It contains 0 carbs, only 2 grams of fat, and 13 grams of protein. This is by far one of the best high protein snacks you can have. The macronutrient distribution is far better than something like a protein bar, and it contains very few additional ingredients aside from beef. Next, I want to draw your attention to seitan, which is a plant-based source of protein that stands out among other plant-based sources. For those of you who are vegan, vegetarian, or just trying to reduce your meat consumption, seitan can be cooked to taste just like chicken and meat, and it's naturally very high in protein, typically containing around 25 to 30 grams of protein per 3.5 ounce serving. It's also one of the very few plant-based sources that contain all 9 essential amino acids. Unlike other vegetarian sources of protein, it's naturally low in carbohydrates and contains beneficial nutrients like iron, calcium, and selenium. Now, a lesser known meat is bison meat. Bison or buffalo meat is great for building muscle due to its high quality amino acid profile. It's also very lean, so it has a much lower fat content compared to beef. This means that it'll help you build muscle while minimizing excess calorie intake, helping you stay lean as well. It's also full of vital nutrients like iron, zinc, and vitamin B12. These are all crucial for muscle function. For example, iron is a key component of hemoglobin, which is the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen to your muscles while you exercise. Without enough iron, your muscles may not get enough oxygen, leading to fatigue and decreased performance. The other nice thing about bison is that it typically receives much fewer hormones and antibiotic treatments when compared to regular beef. This is mostly because bison is usually raised in more natural environments and ends up leaner and healthier. So unless your beef is pasture raised and grass fed, bison is almost always a better option. Let's now throw in another snack that has amazing macros for raising your protein intake without taking in additional calories. Light string cheese. Specifically, my favorite brand is Frigo light string cheese. As I alluded to earlier, most people believe that they're making a healthy muscle building choice by eating protein bars, but each of these cheese sticks contains 6 grams of protein and only about 2.5 grams of fat with 50 calories overall. That means you could eat 4 of them and only take in 200 calories and 24 grams of protein. Let's compare that to just one Quest cookies and cream protein bar, which contains 190 calories, 8 grams of fat, and only 21 grams of protein. On top of that, think about how much longer it'll take you to peel one string of cheese at a time from 4 cheese sticks. Think about how much more satisfying that is versus a protein bar that you'll eat within a minute. Also compare the ingredient list on these two. You'll find that the protein bar has a long list of ingredients you can't even pronounce. Meanwhile, string cheese is almost entirely made up of just mozzarella cheese. Long story short, this is one of the best snacks you can have if you're trying to stay lean while bulking up. Next, we have Greek yogurt and Icelandic yogurt, which are both significantly higher in protein than regular yogurt and contain a mixture of fast as well as slow digesting protein sources. The casein found in yogurt is slowly digested and released into the bloodstream over a longer period of time, while the whey protein is very quickly digested. It's also one of the most convenient protein sources out there because there's no prep time. You can just pull it out of the fridge and eat it. Now, let's move on to a more basic option like eggs, which have been well known to help boost muscle growth for generations now. The protein found in eggs is highly bioavailable, which means that your body can easily absorb and utilize it. Luckily, unlike prior generations that thought that you have to consume raw eggs to benefit, we now know that the protein in an egg is actually absorbed even better when it's cooked rather than raw. Unlike bison, eggs are also extremely cheap while still containing all 9 essential amino acids. On top of that, eggs are especially rich in the amino acid known as leucine. Leucine is one of the most beneficial amino acids for muscle growth because it stimulates muscle protein synthesis by acting as a signal to start the muscle building process. This is why you often find leucine content displayed on labels of protein powder supplements. Eggs are also full of nutrients like vitamin D, vitamin B12, riboflavin, and selenium. For the next one, we're going to switch away from high protein sources to brown rice, which is a source of carbohydrates. You may have noticed that brown rice is routinely included as a staple food in bodybuilder meal plans. This is because the glucose found within brown rice will release into your bloodstream at a steady rate, which helps with muscle performance and provides continuous energy during your workouts and throughout the day. Even though it's not as protein rich as some of the other muscle building foods, brown rice still contains essential nutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and manganese. And most important of all, glucose is the fuel that your body prefers for heavy lifts. These all play crucial roles in muscle metabolism and function. For example, not only is magnesium involved in protein synthesis, but it also plays a key role in all of your muscle contractions as well. Rice in general will also make your meals far more enjoyable when paired with protein and vegetables in something like a stir fry, for example. Next is tuna, which is excellent if you're looking to reduce prep time and for convenience. Just one can of tuna contains 20 grams of protein in a small 3-ounce can, and it doesn't have to be refrigerated or cooked. You can make tuna taste great by adding a small amount of light ranch dressing or light mayo, or you can get already prepped and flavored tuna packets. Flavors like deli style tuna, sweet and spicy, and honey barbecue all taste amazing without adding on almost any calories. Another food that'll help with muscle growth is salmon. Like other foods on our list, it's high in quality protein and essential amino acids, but what makes salmon different from many other sources of protein is its omega-3 fatty acid content. Omega-3 fatty acids are believed to help improve muscle protein synthesis. Omega-3 fatty acids also have anti-inflammatory properties which can help reduce inflammation in your muscles after intense workouts, allowing for faster recovery and potentially further benefiting muscle growth. On top of that, salmon is nutrient dense, providing important vitamins and minerals like vitamin D, vitamin B12, selenium, and potassium. Specifically, potassium plays a role in maintaining fluid balance within your muscle cells. This helps maintain the optimal hydration levels that are necessary for muscle recovery and growth. Another high carbohydrate food that'll benefit muscle performance and in turn growth is the sweet potato. Similar to brown rice, sweet potatoes will provide a steady release of glucose and energy that'll help you perform more reps and lift heavier weight. They're also packed with antioxidants as well as vitamin A and vitamin C, which help protect muscle cells from damage and assist with repairing them after a workout. Let's move on to a high protein food that's well known and can be used for a ton of different tasty recipes. Chicken. This includes chicken breast, chicken thighs, and wings. All of these can help you increase your total daily protein and calorie intake and, of course, gain more muscle. Of course, chicken breast is the leanest part of the chicken that'll help you save calories for other foods that you may want to eat instead. But just like eggs, chicken is highly bioavailable, helping it get absorbed and used by your body very efficiently. Next is lean ground beef, and preferably you would want to get the grass-fed and pasture-raised version. Like salmon and buffalo, lean ground beef contains a high amount of natural creatine, which can help you build muscle faster if you're not already supplementing with it. Similar to buffalo, it has a complete amino acid profile and can be used in many tasty recipes like burgers, meatballs, and meatloaf. Last but not least is a similar option, lean ground turkey. Ground turkey goes great in recipes like stuffed peppers, stir fries, and high protein chili. Turkey tacos are one of my favorite meals, and they can be made using the Egg Life wrap from earlier, light cheese, light sour cream, ground turkey, taco seasoning, and lettuce. The amount of protein you get out of this is very high and makes it much easier to meet your daily protein target. Remember, if you're trying to build muscle, you should be getting a minimum of 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight daily. So those are 15 great foods for building muscle. Obviously, eating enough of these foods is just as crucial. If you have a couple pieces of string cheese but don't come anywhere close to meeting your protein targets, you're gonna struggle to build muscle. As far as the carbohydrates I listed, there are many other natural carbs that can replace brown rice and sweet potatoes like quinoa, white rice, baked potatoes, and many others. But I'm a big proponent of eating plenty of natural carbs when you're trying to build muscle because glucose is the energy source that your body prefers during heavy lifts. And as I mentioned countless times on this channel, having more energy to lift heavy, do more reps, and progressively overload is exactly what you need out of your workouts to build muscle. So that about wraps it up. I really hope this video has both given you some great new ideas that you can add to your diet and reminded you of some common muscle building foods that you may have left out. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe, and if you want to skip the trial and error that you might be going through right now and instead get a done-for-you meal plan, try my free 6-week shred. We'll put you through a body recomposition plan where you'll build muscle and burn fat at the same time so that you look your best. You'll get a full workout plan, a personalized meal plan, and a coach. To find out more, just click the link in the description below, or you can visit my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.